Okay, Alex, this is for you. You asked for it. It's kind of out of sequence for the other things, and it's a step above mathematically from the other stuff we've been doing. But since you asked, here it is. Quadratic equations. And you know if you got one when you got this little exponent here and you're trying to solve. Typically you have a zero at the end. If it doesn't, you flip numbers around so it does wind up with a zero. So we've got a formula for that. It's just called the quadratic formula. And here it is right here. X equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And I had to memorize it, but you don't have to. It should be on your formula sheet, the quadratic formula. And a represents the coefficient or the number in front of the first variable. And since there's nothing there, you can figure that a is a 1, because 1 times any number is that number. Here's b, the coefficient between the second term, or between the first and second term, so it's a negative 2, you see negative 2 there. And then c is the last one, and typically it's just a pure number. It doesn't have a variable with it. So then you go back writing that formula, the quadratic formula right here, and then all you simply do is plug stuff in where it belongs and take a ride on that. So x equals is a copy, and then you got a negative b, and b is a negative 2, so you go negative 2. And a negative 2 winds up to be a positive 2. You could actually translate this logically into not a negative 2. And not a negative 2 would be a positive 2, right? Only option, right? Okay, so all this translates into 2, just 2. Then this is a copy, plus or minus the square root of b squared. So b squared again is a negative 2, but you got to square it. And negative 2 squared means that number times itself. So negative 2 times a negative 2 is going to wind up to be a 4. See it down here? All right. So then another plug in, a minus 4 times a, and a is 1, so you plug in your 1 there. And c is a negative 24, so you plug in your negative 24 there and take a ride. And then all over 2 times a, and a we said is 1. So this all collapses. 2 times 1 is 2 down here. And you're just working your way down. Do what it tells you. Plug it in and take a ride, you're going to be good. Negative 2, we said it was a positive 2. Plus or minus is a copy. Square root side is a copy. And then a negative 2 squared is 4. Negative times a negative is a positive. And a negative 4 times 1 is a negative 4. Times 24 is 96. And negative times a negative is a positive 96. So all this collapses to 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 plus 96, which is going to be 100, all over 2. That's part A.